everybody. My name's Lyndon. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Beep Extra, a cyberspace company. And I'd like to introduce my good friend, Bruce Lamb. We've known each other for how long, Bruce?
Probably around about 15 years or so. Met in Turkey originally. And yes, I'd say about 15 years.
Yeah, a business trip in Turkey. That was, I remember it well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bruce, so we've worked together, and Bruce was talking to me about common law from years and years ago, and I pretty much wasn't really listening. That's the truth of the matter. And when somebody invented COVID, I beat a path to Bruce's door and said, right, all my business shops are falling like flies. Is common law a way to get out of this? So and then we went on a journey, didn't we? And we went looking for common law advocates to set it up. Okay?
Yeah.
And we decided. Well, I decided on Common Law Court and John Smith, basically because they got a building and nobody else seemed to have a building, and the other thing, they had the intention of training constables up. So so that was that. And I've got a video out on what's happened between Beep and Common Law Court. It's very comprehensive. It's an hour and 5 minutes long, and it refers to a very nefarious Common Law Court newsline. I think you've got in your hands, Bruce. And Angelos has made a video addressing all the IT issues that lies have been told about that. But Bruce, you're very connected to all this, so hand over.
Yeah. So one thing I'd like to clarify first is that I've always been a supporter of John and CLC because I always thought they had a good foundation in the common law arena, definitely. And up to recent events, due to my involvement in certain exercises that are discussed within the documentation, which we'll cover lately, I needed to clarify some points because they're not as were written. Yeah, and there's a few other events leading up to this that probably left me concerned, should we say? So, as I say, if we can just sort of like discuss around those. Because I know round about Christmas time, 2022 leading into 2023, you'd called me yourself because John had called yourself along the lines that I think he was struggling with CLC and was looking to basically change some things there or the way that he worked with them. And we had a level of, let's say, concern. And
he phoned me saying he was looking to get out, right?
Yeah.
He was thinking of getting out or just going home and helping a few people out and letting somebody else run Common Law Court. He said that to me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was alarmed. I was shocked when I heard that.
Yeah.
Because if we're in a war footing, okay, the people that are awake, we all unfortunately know that there is an agenda to completely control humanity, and we are dead set against it. So anyone who's involved in that, someone like John Smith is involved in that. It's like desertion, and that really bothered me. And I phoned you, Bruce.
Yeah, no, definitely. John's always been a key player in this.
Yeah.
In this movement, let's call it, and what was what we required moving forward. But from my own personal perspective, when I started getting concerns, is that I'd sent emails to John, not had them responded to, and unless I'd was doing a financial transaction, and then I got response. Which is okay, it's fine because I know John's been a busy guy, but I think after the sort of say non-response, and other people have been getting non-response as well. I'd had a situation with a friend of mine who'd been falsely arrested without a warrant, and then we were trying to sort out habeas corpus scenario for him, which I fired off some emails to start off with, got others involved, but I tried to get John's knowledge and viewpoint on this, but I didn't get any response at all, which I was disappointed by. And subsequently, that chap spent 10 weeks in prison and then later arrested, later released, but he'd spent the best part of three and a bit months inside a prison, which he shouldn't have had to do.
And you asked John Smith for help?
Yeah, I asked John for help, yeah, but that wasn't forthcoming. But I knew John had actually utilised a habeas corpus process, I believed, had worked for him, so I wanted to get that template. As it was, ultimately, between a few of us, we did actually manage to get the guy out, and it's thanks to other members that are around or were around the CLC group or family that we managed to get the guy out. So yeah, that was good.
Anyone in particular?
Sorry?
Anyone in particular helping you?
Well, Dave later gave us a substantial help because Dave had a lot of experience in that area. And Mikey P is an ex-forces guy, and the group in Alfred's Law.
Right.
Yeah, very, very, proactive, in getting the documentation together that we required to bring this about. Yeah.
Okay.
So shortly after that, though, there was the scenario around number plates and insurance, and I'd had basically a van with an energy plate, and we knew there was going to be some let's say issues to start off with, but the support and the joined up thinking in between the Travellers Insure and the plates wasn't working, so I had to revert back to putting a statutory DVLA plate back on the vehicle, because I got a letter to say they're going to tow it off the path, which they can't do.
Yeah,
but we know they do a lot of things that they doing. Yeah. So
me too. Yeah.
Yeah. so and I know people that through other groups where they'd had the vehicles removed from the road, taken from them. I believe in one situation crushed. Maybe more than one, I don't know. There's people in Ireland and Germany that hit problems of that nature. In the UK, I'm not too sure of anyone that had their the vehicle crushed because of the CLC plate. But it was let's say the joined up thinking that was required, wasn't there, and the support wasn't there. But it needed more thought before it was actually put out there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
how did you get dragged into all this then?
Did I get dragged into it? Yeah, well, I had a level of involvement because I had two plates that I'd purchased from CLC. And I was looking forward to let's say being part of a visible movement that said we are the owners, not the registered keepers. Which definitely it would have been a great campaign should we have been able to have the support required to move it along. But that, as I say, without repeating myself too often, that wasn't there. So it's a few things that by the time we were running Peace Constable training for CLC in Manchester, which you delivered yourself. We had 17, 18, 19 attendees, something along that. I think we lost two because they thought it was not going to be quite their cup of tea, shall we say.
Yeah, they could check it
I
out.
was seeing
Yeah,
members of the
right.
training,
Yeah.
on one of the days, but 17 were ready and waiting, trained for 2 days, and waiting for their peace constable cards, which were then informed by yourself that John was not going to provide these due to the either well, for John will have his own reasons for doing that, but it can't have been the standard of training because the training was checked by him. It had not deviated as per the original training package. It had been improved upon slightly, but I don't think anyone would say it's changed in between the what you started from and what John had checked. Yeah, as being the standard of training. I know there was some issues around maybe certain individuals that were doing the training, but I don't think the training to say that was being delivered.
Yeah.
Was good. It was very good.
Yeah, well, there's one. There was a couple of ladies that we brought in to run trainings, and they were doing a good job to do it. And I was bemused by one in particular because she was before we really put the training to John Smith to approve. We were still labouring with the old ones, and her name's Shirley Pickard, and we picked her to be one of the first supervisors because she got previous experience as a police officer, and I remember Shirley very well because she had trouble with inside the freedom movement. One guy in this group, I think it was in Chester, got sent to jail for firearms offences, and some lovely person had dobbed in Shirley, saying that poor Shirley had got firearms in her house, and the police helicopters, 17 vans, because she's got a lovely dog. They got the dog unit out. They shut off the estate where she was. And her husband driving home, wondering what the hell was going on in the estate, didn't realise it was his house. And the police helicopter was following his car because they thought this was a firearms stash in that house. And she's one of our trainers, and she phoned me for help. And I went to meet the police to find out what the hell's going on, because she's completely innocent, of course, of those allegations of firearms in the house. And so I'm quite sensitive about people that don't help people. You know, if you're going to say you're going to help someone, do it. And I went to help Shirley out. And but every time her name kept coming up quite a lot in the building in Dundee because she was a trainer, and John didn't like her at all, right? Why don't you like her? You know, because she's very outspoken. There's nothing wrong with that. But John didn't like her asking questions and sending her emails and what to do. There's another case of that. Another guy I mentioned on another video, that if you just seemed strange that people that were standing up to be counted were absolutely vilified by John Smith. He really didn't like Shirley at all, only because she kept asking questions. Anyway, we diverse.
Yeah. But I mean, just going through some of the points from the the document that I'd seen, and obviously moving into other parts that I'm aware of. I mean, the Spanish event, I got involved. That turned into a let's say a like 2 or 3 days that'll be quite memorable for a number of reasons. But the storyline behind that, you asked me if I would go and assist Dolores Fernandez, because Dolores had arranged a meeting over 2 or 3 days in Almeria, and at the last minute, John had said that he wasn't going to attend. she was flying in from the States. She had 50, 60 plus people invited, and I think there's about 50 there or so in total.
Yeah.
And he'd requested 4 slots, and the documentation all been branded up CLC.
Yeah.
And then Dolores was asked to remove at the last minute, from what I understand, is asked to remove anything to do with CLC from the documentation. That I don't know why, but there was 4 slots to fill, and you asked me if I would step in and get enough content together for 4 slots, and assisting with the common law court. So what I said about doing, we borrowed a brand from a reverend friend of mine, Bob Murphy, Earth Art, and then rebadged the documentation, removed the CLC documentation, put Earth Art logos, and I agreed to do the sessions. And so the event that was going to be CLC, could continue, and people had flown in from various places, and some were watching what took place online at the same time.
Yes.
So I think that was the thing. It's to actually make sure that what John said he was going to do, from a common law perspective, was actually carried out for an international group that were as far afield as Turkey, Uruguay, Spain, a lot of Spanish people, speaking people. And what I remember of the event is that it took probably twice as long for them to convert from English to Spanish, for me to actually deliver the slides in English.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know if you want to sort of add anything to that at that moment in time, but that was the key sort of takeaway. John was meant to go. John didn't go. I ended up driving down to Luton Airport from Manchester, getting through security, getting through baggage checks. But as I got to the boarding area,
he wouldn't let you on the plane.
Wouldn't let me on the plane. So we realised there was going to be a slight risk there with that, because I think I only had something like 3 weeks left on my passport. It was well within date for coming in and going back.
Yeah,
that was a risk that we mitigated by me delivering online, which I believe at the time Dolores said, could John deliver the promotion? The CLC pieces online.
They wouldn't.
He said no. Apparently, now Dolores will have to confirm that. But that was I understand
you
it.
Did you did do the whole thing online?
Yeah.
So we then decided to, because John Smith was going to do a common law court for Dolores, and then we thought, well, both you and me were trained as advocates, so we thought we'll do a common law court. What's the subject? And we thought that's how the conversation started about setting up an independent constable body. So, but at the time there was no plan to get rid of common law court or attack common law.
None whatsoever. We have shops, we have businesses. We know what's happening to those shops and businesses, and they needed support. I've helped 2 businesses locally, where basically they were being shut down. We've kept them open. We've kept things going for them, and that extended then into the magistrates' court cases that ensued afterwards. So there was there's a need, and that need was not being fulfilled by the people that we had entrusted, and that is to me, that was a massive hole, because I'd put my reputation on helping those businesses. Saying that we'd actually get out there. And
so why was that need not fulfilled from the constable's perspective, Bruce?
They didn't have cards. in Manchester, they didn't. I had a card, but I was on the original trainings. Yeah, you know, with yourself, and the as things have progressed, and we can see as things are getting worse into 15-minute cities, we can see on the you know, the number of cameras that are knocking about. We know what's going to come next with 5G in Marburg, so on and so forth. People once again will be threatened. A lot of people now know what's going on, but you need some support there. If they put 5 coppers round, as they did at Rico's barbershop, we need 10 or 15 peace constables to actually be there to assist.
With cards, with uniforms.
With all the trimmings that you'd expect to make someone.
John Smith would say, right, that there has to be lawful what you did. The constables have to be lawful. So we had a huge debate about what we did was whether it was lawful or not.
Yeah.
Have you got anything to say about lawfulness and what we're doing with constables?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what we are doing is lawful. You know, in your own heart, yeah, what's right and what's wrong. Yeah, and there's if you speak to anyone in the truth movement, resistance call, whatever you want to call it, yeah, there's many different variations on common law. Not everyone subscribes to common law court, yeah, but I chose to work with them up to this point because I appreciated everything that John had done in the past, but the things that were now happening, yeah, basically seemed to be disruptive in the wrong way. Yeah, we were not able to deliver the support that was required. There's many different common law groups that I've worked with and people that I've worked with, and they've got different ideas. Be it Dave Robinson, yeah, Dave was a great guy, yeah. And when we ran We the People, his information along with the core team and the hundreds, if not thousands, that got involved in spreading that message in 2020. That's you know, that is what was needed then. Yeah, it was the common law experience, notices, yeah, and the willingness to actually get out there and do what was needed to be done. That is the situation we're in now. Yeah, it's people that need to take action, yeah, and in a lawful way,
yeah,
knowing, yeah, that they're doing the right thing, yeah. Some of the comments that I've seen from John, basically falling foul of the statutory system when we know exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuances that are not required at this point in time, and he was in a very, very good position to actually, yeah, make this all happen. But he backed out, and why did he back out? Yeah, and he's done a few things of this nature recently, yeah, that says, yeah, I can't put my faith and my time into something, yeah, that I don't know is going to work. Yeah, you got to be the master of your own destiny, in my books. Yeah, for good or for bad.
Yeah. Now you
honestly, for bad meaning good scenario or worse scenario. Usually, though, I find from a worse scenario, you go on a learning curve, and this is what we're on now. We're on a learning curve, and we're going to face a few other hurdles, yeah, before we get to the sunlight, get to the light. I know that, and I'm quite prepared for it, and I think this last 3-4 years for all of us has been a tremendous learning curve, and hopefully we all come out of it, yeah, with the results that we all deserve.
Can I ask you a
couple
that you know about? I've known you for years, Bruce, so I'm asking you an obvious question. Have you ever bought any gold?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Right. It's one of the things that I do. And basically, yeah, I don't keep much in bank account.
What do you get when you buy some gold?
How much? I'm not going to go into.
No, I'm not saying that. What do you get when you buy gold?
So basically, I'll go into a bullion by post operation, not so much now, or Chards in Blackpool. Yeah, I've usually done a transaction with them online, and then I get the receipts for the weight in gold that I've purchased.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hold the receipts, and usually when I go back in,
Yeah.
if I have to move it into some other denomination,
Right.
or move it around,
So
yeah, once again, it's
if there's
an audit trail.
yeah, there's what one croon today is about £1.51.
Okay.
There's about 324,000 croon, so it's about £351,000.
Mm-hmm.
If John Smith says it's backed by gold, the croon is backed by gold. It doesn't say it's backed by gold, or it's gold
Okay.
and precious metals and
Yeah.
assets. So if you put 10% of £300,000, that'd be £30,000. I'm surmising.
Mm-hmm.
What would £30,000 buy today in gold?
Well,
Weight?
it varies, as we know, and I think it's going to go up a hell of a lot going up. It's round about the 1,600, or last time I checked, it's about 1,600 an ounce. Yeah, so I don't know if you've got a calculator with you right at the minute, but got 30,000. There you go. Don't put too much of it.
We're just guessing.
Yeah, just hang on, 30,000. Yeah, divided by 1,600 equals 18.75.
How many ounces?
18, by 19, roughly 1920. Yeah.
Ounces.
Yeah.
So that's just over a pound of gold.
Yeah. 16 ounces make £1.
Yeah, or if you listen to this, half a kilo of gold.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, but there is no gold. There's no gold being produced. Okay.
Right.
So,
okay. Yeah. So that's
unfortunately,
that's not
without any gold, that's clear fraud.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be, and I know on the website. I mean, personally myself, I never purchased croon. Let's say I keep my own.
Yeah. Okay. What about the statement that 20% when you subscribe to the Croon wallet every month, 20% of your money goes to education.
Yeah.
Currently 10 Croon would be about £15 British pound. So 20% of that is £3.
Yeah.
If you go, there's a website. If you go to Angelos's video, put the website up. Okay. I'll just find it here for you guys. But if you go to that website, you can actually see how much money should have gone by now to the education facilities. It's I'll put it up on the recording here. It's croonwallet.beepextra.com. It was something Angelos put up there to prove where all the money's gone to. Okay. False accusations have been made that we've withheld money, and Angelos has proven that to be not true at all.
Yeah.
Now, on the schooling, you've actually been to the common law school that's supposed to be helped, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah, and I've been in, had various meetings, with the people behind it as well.
So really, all I'm asking you for is to confirm to the listener, that you know that
I've been there. Yeah, I've seen it. I've had discussions with them. I know that they need funding. I know that they've not received anything.
Right.
From from a common law court perspective.
Right. That's all I need.
So
all I need to know.
On that front, I was asked if I knew other ways of assisting, and we've put some ideas together, that are based on the Earth Heart concept.
Yeah.
with Reverend Bob, and what will be delivered through the Beat retail side of things.
And you've been to fundraising days with me, haven't you?
I have been to fundraising days for them as well. Yeah. So I've seen the people around it, and the children that attend, and also definitely endorse the curriculum to tap into, shall we say, the skill sets that are seen and unseen. Within all of us.
But really, for the purpose of this video, guys, it's just to confirm that no money has been sent to that school from Common Law.
No money has been sent to that school. And I have been asked.
There is no other school that Common Law Court is supposed to be supporting.
Yeah.
So let's just move on for time's sake. That you're aware of myself and my family circumstances, Bruce.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Common Law Court summons was issued to me personally.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I had the audacity to come and help you and Dolores in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
We sat down and we discussed, if John Smith isn't going to move fast enough on the constable front, you, me, Dolores, let's just do this.
Right. Dolores in Spain, is in the same situation as the rest of the people in the UK. Yeah, we need for each of our communities, we need people with joined up thinking, and the common denominator for that is a peace constable or a common law constable set up, to help guide, and provide the information, because the people that actually do this are, the call it the truthers, resistance, whichever group you're dealing with. We know we've lived this the last few years, and for many of us, for some of us, we've been on this since 2006, 2007 in my case, and I know of others that have spent a good period of time, but not been able to bring together all parties, and that is what is required now. No matter what your say beliefs are, what your where your alliances are, we all need to come together. And actually, just recently I attended an event with yourself to help embrace many of those those attributes, and we're seeing a lot of yellow stickers and one thing and another knocking about, with the not consent and non-compliance.
So when we did that event, and we said, well, Beep owns all the software for the constable training, so we can help you set up a constable training. It doesn't have to conflict with anything else. Did I say that we have no intention?
Definitely. I mean, and I think you'd also stated that to John as well. That you could stand back as a separate entity. Because yourself and other commissioners.
So we knew we were not attacking Common Law Court. We just wanted to build constables. Now for that, I got a Common Law Court summons. 2nd of June, set for July 9. And I sent it to you to look at, because you were involved in what we've done. Okay. And I want to point it particularly to the top paragraph. About what was raised. About me and what you had to say about that when you read it.
I could not believe, that someone would stoop so low to involve children in what was a business matter, and a personal attack with information, that was of a personal nature, given in confidence in between yourself and John, totally in the private, would be used in the public. And for that, that for me was then said, could I trust John moving forward? And for my benefit, and my perspective, I couldn't give any information of that nature to someone that would actually carry out these sort of activities against people that were helping support him. Yeah, and actually, when you look at what you've done, pretty much for free for them for 3 years, yeah, no, it's not for me, not anymore, John. You know, I'll stick to what I'm doing, and I know the people that I work with moving forward, I can trust,
Right.
and yeah, and I continue to do so.
Right. Well, that's fantastic. Well, Bruce, I think we've covered all bases there, right? And let's just wrap it up as we are. Thanks very much for coming on.
Okay, you're welcome.
And thanks for everything you're doing in the freedom movement as well. I think you're one of the longest serving soldiers in the freedom movement. Okay, so
yeah, it's beginning of the show, mate.
All right, all right.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks very much, Bruce. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.